If you're printing nylon 12 or PA11 with MJF or SLS and you want that sleek production-ready look, black dyed is the workhorse finish you'll see everywhere, from fixtures on the factory floor to consumer housings. Quick baseline. MJF parts come out of the printer as a textured gray. SLS parts are matte white. Black dyeing is a post-process where parts are cleaned, optionally smoothed, and then immersed in a heated dye bath formulated for polyamides. The dye penetrates below the surface, typically a few tenths of a millimeter, depending on polymer, porosity, and process. So this is not just painting sitting on top. The advantage of this is if the parts get scratched, it doesn't show as much because the dye penetrated the surface. Thickness doesn't substantially change, so your tolerances are essentially preserved. Why people love it? Consistency and perceived quality. Dyeing evens out MJF's natural mottling and eliminates SLS's powder white look. Edges read crisper, text and logos pop more, and assemblies immediately feel like finished products. Because the color is within the surface, you don't get the chipping or flaking associated with coatings. On the shop floor, black also hides light handling marks and minor sinter artifacts, far better than gray or white. Now, MJF versus SLS nuances. On MJF, black dye takes a gray core to a deep uniform black. It's the fastest route to a premium aesthetic without changing mechanics. On SLS, you are going from white to black, which not only upgrades the look, but also masks the light yellowing that white nylon can show over time under ambient UV. In both cases, the mechanical properties are essentially unchanged. The dye step is low energy compared to the sintering process that built the part. When to use black dyed? And use housings, brackets, wearables, and interior components where a neutral, brand-agnostic color is a plus. Assemblies with tight fits. Since dye adds virtually no thickness, you avoid the stuck-up issues that paints can cause. Labeling and DFM details. Raised or recessed features are more legible in black, especially with tight bit blast or mechanical surfacing beforehand. When not to use it, or at least think twice. High abrasion environments. Deep scratches can still reveal the lighter core, gray for MJF, white for SLS. If you expect repeated contact or sliding wear, consider chemical smoothing to densify the surface before dyeing, or switch to a hard coating. Long-term outdoor exposure. Dyes are generally color-fast, but UV plus weathering can fade blacks over time. If you need true outdoor durability, look at UV-stable coatings or pigmented material options instead. Food contact and invasive medical. Dyed, porous nylon isn't food-safe or implant-safe. ESD critical assemblies. Black color doesn't mean ESD. If you need ESD, specify an ESD-rated material or coating. Pros. Deep, uniform color with a premium, low-gloss look. No flaking, minimal dimensional impact. Great at hiding powderiness, minor blemishes, and visual noise. Quick, scalable, and cost-effective compared to painting. Cons. Surface level process. Heavy scuffs can show a lighter substrate. Potential for some color fade with prolonged UV. Chemical resistance is material limited. Strong solvents can affect color fastness. Not suitable for regulated food, medical contact without additional treatments. Process tips to get the best result. Plan the sequence with us. Dye uptake depends on porosity. Mechanical surfacing like vibro tumbling or shot peening before dyeing gives a smoother, more even black color. Chemical vapor smoothing seals the surface. It can yield a glossy injection molded look, but it may reduce the penetration, so the order of operations matters. Bottom line, if you need a professional aesthetic fast, with little to no impact on dimensional accuracy, black dyed MJF and SLS is a fantastic option. Use it for prototypes and for many end-use interiors and enclosures. Don't use it or add extra protection when abrasion, harsh outdoor exposure, or regulatory constraints are in play. That was it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe so you will not miss the next one. We will talk about vapor smoothing.